If you want to truly help yourself, the first step is understanding who you are and what kind of psychological challenges you might be facing. That's why today we're diving into the world of psychoanalytic and psychological diagnosis. Therapists treat people with psychosis, personality disorders, and neurosis very differently. So, to figure out what kind of support is best for you, it's essential to understand your own psychological profile. Everyone in the world can be grouped into 4 broad diagnostic categories: psychotics, people with personality disorders, also called borderline pathology, neurotics, and mentally healthy individuals. Let's break down each group and what it means. Psychotics are individuals who experience a severe break from reality. This group includes people with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder, manic depressive psychosis. They often lack insight into their condition, meaning they don't recognize that something is wrong with their thinking or behavior. Psychotics usually end up in psychiatric hospitals, require medication, and struggle with social adaptation. Their symptoms can include hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that aren't there, delusions, fixed false beliefs, and a complete breakdown of normal thought processes. These are serious conditions that require professional psychiatric care. Mentally healthy people are those who function well in society, have stable self-esteem, and can maintain healthy relationships. However, they make up only about 4 to 5% of the population. It's important to note that mentally healthy and psychological norm are not the same. Statistically, most people fall into the categories of psychological norm, which are personality disorders, or neurosis, which together make up about 80% of the population. Personality disorders, often called borderline pathology in psychoanalytic terminology, often arise from an inconsistent upbringing or significant psychological trauma that affects the core of one's personality. The risk increases if you had a parent with alcoholism, depression, or schizophrenia, or if you experienced physical or sexual abuse, grew up in a single-parent household, or lived in a crowded multi-generational home where healthy boundaries were hard to maintain. People with personality disorders are grouped into clusters based on shared traits and behaviors. Let's look at the symptoms of each of them. Cluster A, odd or eccentric disorders. Paranoid personality disorder is characterized by deep mistrust and suspicion of others, interpreting their motives as malevolent. People may be hostile, hold grudges, and have difficulty with close relationships due to pervasive distrust. Schizoid personality disorder is marked by detachment from social relationships and limited emotional expression. Individuals tend to be solitary, indifferent to praise or criticism, and often appear emotionally cold or withdrawn. Schizotypal personality disorder features discomfort with close relationships and cognitive or perceptual distortions such as magical thinking, odd beliefs, or unusual behaviors. Unlike psychosis, these symptoms are less intense but contribute to social anxiety and eccentricity. Cluster B, dramatic, emotional, or erratic disorders. Antisocial personality disorder. People show a disregard for others' rights with behavior that may be deceitful, impulsive, and irresponsible. They often lack remorse and violate social norms, exhibiting manipulative or aggressive traits. Borderline personality disorder is characterized by emotional instability, intense and unstable relationships, fear of abandonment, and impulsive behaviors such as self-harm or substance abuse. Identity disturbance and chronic feelings of emptiness are common. Histrionic personality disorder is marked by excessive emotionality and attention-seeking behavior. Individuals may be dramatic, seductive, and uncomfortable when not the center of attention, often using appearance or behavior to draw approval. People with narcissistic personality disorder display grandiosity, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy. They may have an inflated sense of self-importance, but often have fragile self-esteem under the surface, reacting strongly to criticism. Cluster C. Anxious or fearful disorders. Avoidant personality disorder is characterized by social inhibition, feelings of inadequacy, and hypersensitivity to negative evaluation. Individuals avoid social interactions due to fear of rejection and embarrassment, though they often desire connection. People with dependent personality disorder exhibit excessive need to be taken care of, leading to submissive, clingy behavior and fear of separation. They struggle with making decisions independently and tolerate poor treatment to maintain relationships. Obsessive-compulsive personality disorder, OCPD, is marked by preoccupation with orderliness, perfectionism, and control. Individuals may be rigid, stubborn, and inefficient due to excessive focus on rules and details, often at the expense of flexibility and openness. Additional and mixed personality disorders. Passive-aggressive personality traits involve indirect resistance to demands or expectations through procrastination, stubbornness, and subtle sabotage. Individuals often express anger in masked ways rather than openly. Other specified personality disorders recognize presentations that do not fit neatly into one category or present a mix of traits from several disorders. The clinical focus is on identifying problematic patterns to guide treatment. These personality disorder types reflect long-standing and ingrained patterns of thinking, feeling, and behaving that significantly affect relationships and functioning. While they can be challenging, they are not immutable. Therapies such as dialectical behavior therapy, DBT, psychodynamic psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and others offer effective strategies for managing symptoms and improving life quality. Understanding where one's traits fall within these clusters can help tailor self-awareness and therapy choices, moving toward healthier and more fulfilling interpersonal and intrapersonal functioning. If you recognize yourself in any of these categories, don't worry. These issues are common and nothing to be ashamed of. Another large group of the population is neurotics, people who experience anxiety, depression, or other emotional disturbances but still maintain a grip on reality. They are aware of their problems and can function in society, though they may struggle with stress, self-doubt, and relationship issues. Neurotics often seek therapy to manage their symptoms and improve their quality of life. Unlike psychotics, neurotics have insight into their condition and can benefit from psychotherapy and self-help strategies. Nobody fits perfectly into a single diagnostic category, and most of us have a mix of traits and struggles that make us unique. What truly matters is not which box you tick, but how aware you become of your own patterns, and what steps you take to build a healthier, more balanced life. No matter where you are right now, change is possible. Effective therapy, supportive relationships, and conscious self-work can help you move toward more stability, greater fulfillment, and a deeper sense of who you really are. Got curious about any of these personality types? Drop a comment below and we'll make a deep dive video just for you. Also, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's on their own journey. Remember, understanding yourself is not a luxury, but the foundation for meaningful growth, resilience, and lasting success. See you in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the ways you can support your well-being every day.